subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments, because the more people subscribe, the more this content gets pushed out to more viewers. Those viewers can join this growing community and post their tips and tricks, or they can post requests, which I'll review and then I'll share with everyone. By the way, some of this information I'm sharing today, one of my viewers actually helped me with when I was getting started with AI last year. So now I'm much better informed. I also do my own research, so I'll share all that information with you always. Okay, now let's go on to let's do the intro. So the intro, you see it says Flux.2 Klein local setup. So with that said, I'm just going to take I'm going to leave that up for a little bit because we haven't actually started yet. So as you can see here, let's actually stop that. I revamped the website yesterday, so there might be some bugs. Just let me know and I'll resolve them. So you see I got rid of the dark, I think it was like a greenish, grayish color, and you see it's newer. I just modernized a little bit, as you can see here. There we go. Nice, and there we go. So now, as I promised, I also added these other channels, like so you can follow me with those channels as well. And things are here, just a little cleaner. I would definitely look to replacing the logo as well. The logo is actually pretty old. I think the logo might actually be probably 20 years old or longer. So I'll just replace that. But that's it. So then you can see the menu here. We have this is what we're doing today, and the calculator. Don't worry, calculator is there. I'm going to be putting some more stuff here, some of the stuff we do upcoming. And then you can see the articles. Obviously, I added artificial intelligence and frameworks, mostly game frameworks now. There's PHP stuff there as well, so you guys can go and take a look at it. I'll probably talk about this more tonight. So let's get started. So I'm going to click this one here. All right, so you go. I say it's a much cleaner look. Hope you guys like it. Okay, so I have an AMD Instinct MI60 GPU. It's a server GPU. It doesn't come with a cooling apparatus, so I use a fan shroud, a 3D printed fan shroud with a 40mm fan to blow the air through it, so that way it doesn't obviously burn down the house. Now, one interesting thing is, although it comes with 32 gigs of VRAM, my system only has 32 gigs of RAM. Okay, so I'm not able to run some larger models until I upgrade the RAM and also the storage space on my system. And I'm not going to do that for a while until the prices go back to normal, because one of the reasons I didn't purchase more when I upgraded my workstation last year was because I was waiting for the prices to go down. They never did. They stayed way up, and they just went up more. Last time I checked, I think it was about a week ago. No kidding. Everything is 5 times the price that I paid in summer. Okay, so I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna pay for that. If somebody wants to give me that, gift me or just give it to me, that's fine. But I'm saying I'm not gonna pay for that. So, I'm gonna work around. So most of you will probably benefit, because some of you might be on laptops where you're limited with RAM, especially the GPUs. So you guys will probably benefit as well. Now, don't worry, I'll keep on doing this even when my system, if the prices happen by some miracle to go down and I'm able to get more RAM and faster storage devices, I'll still be doing this type of tutorials because I'm more interested in speed as well. So everybody will benefit. So Flux.2 Klein is a very fast transformer model. It unifies image generation and editing in one tool. This model fits perfectly in my GPU, especially when using GGUF quantization, which helps maintain the high quality output. So I did a tutorial very recently, a podcast where I talked about GGUF and quantization, and I said you always need to know what your GPU, what your GPU is capable of and what it's not able to do. That way you know which model to pick. Don't just follow the recommended stuff, because it's based on a generic consumer GPU, so your GPU might not be capable of those, or might be lacking those features, or your GPU might no longer be supported. So for example, I'm on Fedora 43, which comes with ROCm 6.4. So officially, AMD doesn't support my GPU on ROCm 6.4, but all AMD did for ROCm 6.4, they just removed the tensor files, so it's simply putting them back, and it works perfectly fine. Obviously, going forward from 6.4 upwards, AMD is not going to fix any bugs for my particular GPU, so I'm on my own. So that's perfectly fine. I do intend on keeping this GPU for at least 3 years. So I've shown you guys what I intend to do in the future, whether it's DistroBox or just getting a long-term supported release like some Debian or something. I'll be perfectly fine. Okay, so the other thing is I'm going to use this application called stable-diffusion.cpp. It's open source. It's released under the MIT license. This open source license allows for total freedom. You can modify, distribute the software easily. There are no hidden fees for commercial use. Open source code ensures your privacy remains safe. You can verify how your data is processed locally. Another thing as well is this model, the Flux, we're going to use Flux.2 Klein. There's 2 versions of it. One version is fully open source, and the bigger model is it has restrictions. So the restrictions are that you can't do anything commercial with it without obviously getting contacting them and getting permission. So that's one of the reasons. Some people always ask me why I stay away from proprietary software and stuff like that. That's one of the reasons. So here's an example. I just make these tutorials mostly for fun. I'm learning myself. So let's say on my website maybe there's an ad. The ad could be for one of my books. Available on Amazon, by the way. You can search. The link is in the description. So is that considered commercial then? Right? So you see my point. So that's what I'm saying is that I'm not making fun of them or criticizing. I'm just saying that hey, they can do whatever they want. But I'm just saying that the reason I stay away from the proprietary stuff is that I don't want any complications or drama. That's why I stay away from that stuff. And I said I'm happy that there's a lot of open source tools, applications which do what I want, and I'm very happy with it. Now, are there some cases where open source is lacking? Absolutely. For example, like video editors, especially on Linux, they're lacking. There's nothing which you run on the GPU or much faster, but they're a little bit behind. Let's just say that. Now people always say, oh, just use DaVinci Resolve. Now I have an AMD GPU. It's not that straightforward, especially on Linux. You have to, even if you pay, you still need to install some, I don't want to say dodgy, but you still need to go and get another plugin. I think you have to compile it yourself in order. So I'm saying that even though I'm willing to pay, I still have to jump through hoops, right? And then who knows, maybe when they come up with a minor update, it will break. You see, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to deal with that stuff. So that's why I'll stay with something like Blender, which was working fine for me. Yes, it's a little bit slower, but I'm okay with it. Okay, so now compiling for the AMD GPU is a straightforward process. I'll show you that as well. You can use the DNF command to install the development tools. As you saw, I'm already a programmer, so I already have these tools installed. For example, I needed them for the cooling. I'll show you that as well. I had to get the sensors for my my motherboard and compile them. So I'm saying is I already have these tools installed, but if you don't, you just install them. I'll show you how easy it is to install, especially when you Fedora. Fedora is fantastic for AI. Okay, then basically all you do is you clone the stable-diffusion repository, then you create a new folder called build, you enter that folder, then you just run the cmake command, and for AMD you have to enable obviously hip blast, and then you target the whatever your architecture is. For in my case it's GFX 906, and then compile, and done. That's it. Now, very important, the AMD Instinct MI60 lacks the modern matrix cores for AI. However, because it has the 1 terabyte per second bandwidth, is amazing. This bandwidth allows Flux.2 Klein to generate images quickly. You can create high-resolution art in seconds. The C++ code runs much faster than Python, so that's one of the reasons I use stable-diffusion as well, because I believe that's the future. It has Vulkan support, so meaning that even if your GPU is not officially supported by the hardware manufacturer, you will still be able to run Vulkan, because Vulkan is supposed to be platform agnostic, and you don't need any Python stuff. So this application is very small, very lightweight, and you'll get faster and better in the future. As I explained here, the Flux.2 Klein 4B model, that's one license under the Apache 2.0 license, so which is a significant departure from the restrictive non-commercial license found in the larger 9B, or I didn't know there's also 32B model. This permissive license, I'm talking about Apache 2.0, means you're legally free to use the 4B model for commercial purposes, including building paid applications, generating marketing assets for clients, or integrating the model into your business workflow. For example, on my website, as I said before, or for example on my jamboshop.com website for the online courses, or jamboservices.com for consultation services, I can get this model maybe to generate some images, like maybe the background or maybe the logo. I said the logos are going to need a little refresh. So you're also encouraged to modify the weights, train custom LoRa's, and redistribute the model provided you include the original license and copyright notice. So that's the only thing you have to do for the Apache 2.0 license, but it's a fantastic permissive license. By the way, I also have I have tutorials out there explaining, including articles about licenses. I have the most recent one, I believe, was the BSD license. No, MIT license. I have the BSD license. I have the Apache license. I have the GNU GPL license, and I'm thinking of doing one of these creative licenses soon. I just don't know when to put it there because I'm not going to be going anywhere for a while. But maybe I'll just do something quickly and I'll put it up there. So the creative license, this is for art, and whether you're a musician or a content creator, yeah, that's what it's for. All right. So to get the best results from the Klein 4B architecture, there's a shift away from the tag-based prompting and adapt a prose style approach. Describe your scene as you are writing a brief passage in a novel. The model is highly sensitive to word order, so place your primary subject at the beginning. Additionally, Flux.2 Klein excels at following the hex color codes and rendering exact text placed with single quotes. So right there again, if you want to be very specific, that's where we're heading. Okay, on the technical side, aim for 4 to 6 inference steps for the distilled version. Increasing the step count beyond the 10 often degrades the quality. Keep your guidance scale low, around 1.0 for the distilled and 3.5 to 5 for the base model. So if you don't understand what a base model is that the researchers, they will do their research on the base model and then they'll put it out there, okay? They might do some distilled models. For example, if we go to another model, for example, like the Z Image Turbo, that's a distilled model, meaning that it has been trained for a specific purpose. It obviously to be fast, so it will be fast. It will be much faster than the base model, and for whatever it was trained for, that's what it will be. It'll work. It'll be optimized for that. However, when you try to get away from those things, that's why you need the base model. Now the base model is usually very large, if sometimes even the turbo model or the distilled model will be very large. So that's why you have the GGUFs and quantizations as well. And I said I have a dedicated tutorial on that. I talked about it, the video, article, everything. Finally, ensure you're using this thing is very annoying. This is what is Social Ninja Stream, is it called? Social Stream Ninja. I don't know why it pops up windows all over the place. Oh yeah, so where was I here? Finally ensure you're using the specific client VAE and the Qwen3-4B text encoder to avoid tensor shape mismatch errors during loading. That's also important. So as you can see here, I did some output here, and we're going to test it as well. So you see this one I did it 4 steps, and this one I did 20 steps, and this one here I had the cat holding a sign, right? And I thought I fixed this. So see, I said there's still some bugs, so it looks like and this one is, oh, this is the live stream, so let's play the live stream. So you see this one I did it 4 steps. Okay, so I'll fix that later. Okay, and then I think I'll stop right here. You guys will probably be happy. Yes, I'll stop right here. All right, so the application I'm going to get, as I said, it's just go to leadjet, stable-diffusion, and I'll just click here. So this is it's leadjet / stable-diffusion.cpp. Obviously that stands for C++. As you can see, this is the application we're going to use today, and you see it supports quite a few things. And you see, just very recently it added support for Flux.2 Klein, so that's what we're doing today. It has other stuff here. You see, just over a month ago, it added support for Z-image, Flux.2 dev, image data, WAN, and the 1.2.1 and 2.2, 1.2.1 base. Okay, and then here we go. There's supported models, obviously all of them here, as you can see, starting from Stable Diffusion, the 1 series, 2 series, XL, 3.5, 3 and 3.5, and you can see all the models here. It has PhotoMaker support, ControlNet, LoRa. LoRa is only, no, ControlNet is only for SD 1.5, and the supported backend, the CPU, CUDA, Vulkan, Metal, OpenCL, and this one, I can't remember what this one is. I think it's an Intel one. And then the weights, the PyTorch checkpoints, safe tensors, and GGUF. And then the platforms, Linux, Mac OS, Windows, and Android using Tomex. That's for usually OpenCL. And has flash attention for memory usage optimization, negative prompts. It has a web UI, a style tokenizer, via e-tiling, sampling methods are limited and not as much as, for example, Conf UI. And yeah, there's more than this as well. I'll show you that to you. So the latest release at the time of this recording, you simply go here, and it's this one here, the master branch. Okay, so yeah, so as you can see here, these are all compiled. For example, they have down obviously Mac OS, Linux, Ubuntu, they have Vulkan one, and then one for just CPU. Windows, you guys are spoiled. You have a whole bunch for CPUs, and you have CUDA, you have ROCm. Yeah, you guys are really spoiled. I'm jealous. And obviously the source code. Okay, let me close that. And then there's also some performance stuff. We'll probably do that in tonight's live stream. And then here are the guides for this. You can run it inside a container, quantization GGUF. You guys see that. I'm looking for the build guide. Did I click somewhere wrong? And then there's some UIs as well. Where is the build guide? Excuse me? I did see build guide. Oh, here it is, build guide. Okay, so you can also build it from scratch. If you notice, for example, there was no ROCm for Linux, so I'm gonna build it for my particular GPU. So basically all you need to do is get the code. You can obviously grab the zip file, or you can clone. Obviously I use git clone here, and then there's sub modules, the GGUML, and you can build for CPU only. I recommend don't do this one. If you're going to build for CPU only, be sure to use a library like this one, OpenBlast, because OpenBlast is for the CPU. So this will tremendously make a massive difference, performance gains for the CPU. And then obviously if you have a CUDA device, you can build that here. I have a AMD GPU, so I'm going to use a ROCm or HIP here. And this is, you guys have seen me run this all the time, and that's what we're going to run. And Musa if you have a more threads GPU. Meta obviously if you're on a Mac. Vulkan, I've tried Vulkan and I had some issues, so I found out, which was being confirmed, that it's limited. It's clearly not this application. I think it's in GGML or maybe Vulkan itself, the way it handles memory. But I would love to get Vulkan up and running because it loads models really fast. So yeah, so what I'm saying is that even though it might not be as fast as say CUDA or at this point or ROCm, it's very impressive still. So this is definitely, as I was telling you guys earlier, is that if you have an unsupported GPU, well, man, Vulkan is really good. And OpenCL, if you're gonna do GPU, you can see how you compile it here. And this, yeah, I was right about this is for Intel GPUs. It's a one API, or I don't know, that's SCCL. Yeah, so there we go. Okay, so and obviously you go. I got the models from Hugging Face, but there are a lot of places you can go and just search for Flux.2 Klein. Hope I spelled that right. Clean. Yeah, you see there's 9B models. Black Forest is the, so let's go to Black Forest. You see this is the 4B one, and this one you're allowed to use, as you can see. This is the open source one. So this one, the one that's released under the Apache license. So yeah, this is the one I'm going to. This is the one I'm going to use, the 4B model. Now, if you have if you're not able to run this one, let's see what file size it is here. So if we go to the text encoder, where is it here? It's here. You see, it's 8 gigs. So it's 8 gigs. So if you don't have your GPU is not or your system is not able to handle this, I'll show you what you can do instead. Obviously, you also need a VAE. Here's the VAE. See, it's very small. It's 1.68. And what else do we have here? We have the text encoder. So here's the text encoder. As you see, they're pretty big. You have to get both of them, right? So it's 4, 5, and about 3, I think it is. Yeah, so that's 8. So you need a 16 gig ish, probably a little bit more than that to able to run this properly. So that's why I said that's where GGUF and quantizations come from. So if we go back here, back, go down, you see there's quantizations. So just click on 10 models. I use Unsloth. I'm not affiliated with them, but I'm saying is there are other people who also have, for example, here's an integer 8 one. Ooh, that's very tempting. Integer 8, and you can see Leadjet. Remember Leadjet? Yes, the main developer for the stable-diffusion also has those as well, and they updated 15 days ago. So we can use this one. So let's check both of them out and sleuth and compare them. So let's go to Leadjet here. You see there's two of them. One is 4-bit, which is only 2.5 gigs. So that's easily fit on a GPU. Even if you have a GPU, say 4 gigs, that should easily fit there. And then this 8-bit one is 4.3 gigs. So I would not run this in a 4 gig. And if you have a lot of RAM, then you can try. So as I said, I got mine from Unsloth here. And you can see Unsloth has more. There's starting at 2-bit, 3-bit, 4-bit, 5-bit, 6-bit, 8-bit, and 16-bit. So if I was, for my particular GPU, I would not get this BF16. I would definitely get this F16 one that runs natively on my GPU. The Q8 one is basically half the size. I can grab that one as well. I'm not sure which one version I got. I'll check later. And obviously Q6 and then Q5s I would get, if I was going to get Q5 I would get this one, Q5KM. Same with the Q4, I'll get this one as well. If you really desperate, I would then probably try the Q3KM, but usually you should stick to the Q4s. And obviously I said you also need to get a, where is it here? Let's go to files. So it's not simply just this models. You also need to get a VAE, as you saw, and the what do you call it? Text encoder as well. So you can get that as well. Now, if we go back here, I think I can go back. back in time. Yeah, here we go. So if we go back to stable-diffusion, there's also we go to Klein. There's a Klein here. Klein 2. Here we go. Guides, the specific guides for this one. So to use the this also applies to. I believe it should apply to the Klein. Yeah, it also applies to the Klein as well, including the base model. So the 4B is what I'm trying to say. You see there are links here as well, so you can just get the acceptances. I would definitely recommend getting the GGUF. And then you also, if you want to get the base, and then the VAE, I'll show you how small the VAE is, and then you need the Quen3 4B, and you can get that one, or you can get the GGUF version. So it's all here, and you can see you can see where I got inspired to create the cat. Now the 9B one, I said I'm not going to do that because that has a different license. I'm just going to stick to the 4B one, which has the license that allows me to do this. All right, so with that, let's go. Here is my folder. I'm going to explain this. All right, so my folder here, I think I should actually minimize this. Yeah, there we go. Much better. So my folder here, I put all the models in the conf.ui folder. That's because I also use conf.ui. So as you can see, I need to run this application. This will cool my GPU. I do have this systemd service and this one for a fan profile. I don't use them, and I'll explain to you why. Is because when I run AI stuff, the temperature jumps really quickly. So I don't trust this. So what I do is I have my own. I just control it manually. I'm perfectly fine with that. But if I wanted to, I could simply get this running. Another reason I don't wanna use this is because let's say something goes wrong. And it's because it's not at the BIOS level is what I'm getting at. So if something goes wrong, like let's say the system gets stuck or whatever, it won't be able to read this properly because it has to. You have to have the operating system up and running. So that's why I said I prefer just control it manually. When it's done, I know it's done. All right. So you see here, I already got stable-diffusion. I've been using it, and you see this is the stuff that I did first to git clone. So this is where we're gonna go and get started. Okay, so I think that's good. So first thing I want to do is I'm going to start up the cooler control. You don't need to see this part. Yeah, be careful there. So you guys can see me typing to crop that a little bit better. So let's promote you. Come in. Okay, so can you explain a bit of what you're discussing? Who is that from? Let's see. Odyssey? Is it Rumble? Who said that? Can you explain a bit more? Huh. Oh, it must be Twitch maybe? Kick? Can you explain? Oh, Abjas. Can you explain a bit more of what you're discussing? Oh yeah, I did. I just finished. I finished explaining that. Okay, so hopefully you follow along. Okay, so this is running. I'll open up a web browser and just show that in a few minutes. So what I want to do is I want to start building this, and then I can open the web browser. So what I do is I just need to cd into the stable-diffusion folder, and then I just type git pull. This will grab the latest. I haven't run this in a while, so git pull. I'm already up to date. So, however, I also need to make sure that I have the what do you call it? The modules. Remember the sub modules. I've done git tutorials on this. So yeah, this is pretty odd hat. So there's nothing for me to do here. I don't need to do any compiling. Okay, so everything is up to date. When I surprised nothing has been updated for. Wow, that is odd. But I'm gonna recompile it just so you guys can see that it's pretty straightforward to recompile it. So what I do is I just go to this build folder. So I just type cd build, and then it's going to detect. You see, I have ROCm installed. These commands are right from that link I just showed you. Then see if you detect my GPU. It does. This is GFX 906. And then what we do is I'll show you my CMake command. Let me zoom out just a little bit, make it easier to read. Okay, there we go. So CMake, the compiler is Klein, heap plus is on. That's for the AMD GPU. And then release GPU targets, and the GPU name, remember it's 906. And this other one also 906, build with path and position independent. Okay, just press enter. So if we take, let me zoom out a little bit more. Okay, I think that should be perfectly legible. So if you see here, it found it's obviously 64-bit system. It's also going to include the CPU backend. I don't know why, but here we go. So hip GML. And yeah, so that's it. Nice and simple. And then you just gonna run CMake. I don't need to do this, but I'm saying is I'm going to do it just for you guys so you can see this. So it's gonna start building. I don't know about the CUDA stuff. CUDA is there because when this AI stuff, the local AI at least, started, everything was CUDA based only. So the names were actually literally created a CUDA instead of GPU. I don't think that's going to change it anytime soon. So while this is running, I'm going to open up a tab here just to show you. This is just going to be the cooler control. So I go to, I think it's 1987. This is just for the cooler control. And here we go. So this is my system. It's a Ryzen 5 5600 GT, and right now obviously the temperature is a little bit high because it's compiling. Yes, and this is a dedicated GPU. You see the temperature is 42 degrees. Yes, the reason is in summer it's around 40, 45, 46, but we're in a very cold. This is the coldest part of winter. So this room is, although it's 20 degrees, it's still pretty cool, so I'm okay with that at idle. And this is the integrated GPU. So it's already collapsed. Yeah, collapsed. And this is the Wi-Fi card that's also collapsed. So that one doesn't even have a fan. And so down here, the system fan 2 is this one here. I know it's always system fan 2 because that's how much. Yeah, see, it's just below 3000 RPM. I set that up in the BIOS. And so that's the one that powers this dedicated GPU. So while this guy is running, we're going to take it out and put it. I'll leave it here. Okay. Adding me up to Discord. Sorry, can you okay, I will explain that. Adding me up on Discord. Who's that? Is that Kick or Twitch? Hi, I'd love to join you live whenever you are streaming. Kindly help me by adding me on Discord. Okay, so I will copy that. I am rarely on Discord, but okay, sure. Why can I copy this? Okay, there we go. Alright, so I'll copy that and oh, it's finished. That was quick. So Discord. I'll log into Discord after this tutorial and I'll add you Kendrew1. Alright, so if we go back to our compiling, you see it's done. There are a few warnings. Actually, there were no warnings. Wow, very few. Okay, that's pretty good. So it finished, but maybe because it was it had already finished. These are just warnings. You can ignore them. One thing I found is Klein has way more warnings than GCC. but AMD likes using it, so okay, we just continue using it. So it's done. As you can see, I'm sure the you can see the temperatures of the CPU also went down, so it's finished. All right, now we go to the build folder, and what happens in the bin here, it generates, actually, as you can see, it puts it in the bin folder. So it puts the bin folder, and it generates this SD-Klein and SD server. I haven't used the server yet, so I just use the command line here. As I said, I'm obsessed with speed. And then this is a folder where I've been testing a whole bunch of stuff. What is the Blender here doing here? That shouldn't be there. Blender proxies, I don't know. Oh, maybe I was making a video or something. Anyway, so there we go. So you can see some of the images. This was not generated by Flux, but we're going to generate some images by Flux. Flux.2 Klein. Okay, so the model which I got, I'm going to, well, I'll explain what model we're going to use here, and we'll do some testing here. So let's get rid of this here. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is I'm going to remove everything related to Flux, then we can do our own testing. So let me remove that. I'll just say Flux. Okay, everything related to Flux, which I did for testing. And then the first thing I want to run is the four steps. Okay, so again, I just go into the bin folder here, grab the SD-Klein, and diffusion model is going to be in the conf UI. You see I got the Q8 model. The VAE, as you see, it's a Flux.2 VAE safe tensors. And then the text encoder is the Qwen34B for 4 billion parameter, instruct 2507, and the Q8 as well. The reason I can run Q8 is because I have it's all gonna fit in the GPU, and my prompt is a lovely cat. And then the CFG scale I set to 1.0, the steps 4, -V, that just means verbose, meaning it's gonna put our word stuff on the command line. Then diffusion, I actually don't need this because this is not supported on my GPU, but I left it there just for you guys. This actually slows it down. I should actually remove this. And then the width is 834 and height is 480. So it's going to be wide or landscape. And then the name, I just made up a name here, and then I put a comment here, 4 steps. So this is output. -O just means the output. So I'll start running that. And then for the GPU here, I'm going to put 35, set to 35, and that should ramp up the RPMs. As you can see, it's just below 7,000 RPM. So there's a glare. It's super cold outside, I think. When I went outside to look at the chickens, it was like, it was 20 degrees. Obviously with the wind chill factor, it's actually more chilly. Alright, so while this guy is running, I think I can explain this tonight, but we can take a quick look at what happened. Yeah, so when you, where is it here? Is it finished? Oh, it's finished. Wow, that was actually pretty quick. It finished really quickly. I didn't because there's 4 steps. So let me, because I don't want to yell, I'm going to put 2 here. Okay, so I just want to show you the command here. You see again the text encoder, the diffusion model itself, VAE, that's all we used. And some of these are some of the default settings if you don't apply them, so you guys can take a look at that. As I said, you can do tiling. Tiling will also speed up the decoding step if you need to do that. And you can see the width and height and the PM style strength. These are the default ones, and yeah, so you can see all this. This is all the defaults. You can see how much RAM it used coming up, and you see here my GPU does support FP floating point 32. You see, my GPU doesn't support this BF16, but this is 69, it's small enough, it won't make a difference. because it's just going to convert this to FP16 or FP32 anyway. So as I've said this before, I've only found one model which is pure integer 8, and that was lovely because that's integer 8 is the fastest for this particular GPU. And then yeah, so we can see all this here. Yeah, so it should tell me how much RAM. Oh yeah, here we go. So the total VRAM used was, I don't know if, oh, that's for the text encoder. So you used about 4 gigs for the text encoder. For the model itself, you used 8 gigs. So that's 12, and then there's a little bit more for what? Oh no, this is the total, sorry. This is the total used, 8 gigs. So 4 gigs for the text encoder, 4 gigs for the model, and the VAE took very little as well. And obviously, if you have 8 gigs, I would not recommend doing this because, I mean, unless you have a fast swap space on your storage and a lot of RAM. The reason is because you see, it's going to spill over into your RAM. So I would get something smaller, maybe a smaller like a Q6. That should probably be fine, or FP8 if they do exist. Yeah. So let's go down further. You see, it's 4 steps. And yeah, so what I was going to say, you see, even though the VAE didn't take that much space, you need to leave a little bit of a wiggle room because VAE is going to be encoding and decoding, right? So it used 2 gigs, right? So that's what I was trying to say, like, if you have 8 gigs, don't just take the 4 gigs for the text encoder, 4 gigs for the diffusion model, because you need some space for you to do work. Leave a little wiggle room, right? So in this case, if you have a 10 gig GPU, I would still not run the way I run it. So I would definitely do like a Q6 just to make sure you have, and especially if you're doing video, this would have to be bigger. So that's why. Alright, so and then it took 9 seconds to complete. Okay, that's actually not bad. It took 9 seconds to complete. And I said, there are ways I can speed this up. I said using a VAE, using some cache and whatever, but I just want to show you. So we're going to compare. So this one, we should have a 4-step, what do I call it? That's not it. Here we go. See, 4 steps. I think this is it. No, Flux. Oh, nothing came out. 0, 0, 0. Ooh, that's not good. So we didn't get anything here. Okay, I don't know if I should continue, but okay, so this one we got nothing. We got nothing, so I'll just leave this here to compare later. Okay, so next I'm going to run a 20 steps. And let me make sure I have the right everything. Yeah, everything's correct. I was wondering it was too fast because I remember the first time I ran this, it did take longer than that. So this time we're gonna try it again. Okay, and again I'm gonna put it at 35. I was very suspicious when it went so fast. So this time it's 20 steps, and I removed that whatever that flash attention stuff. No, I left it there. Oops, sorry, I lied. So hopefully this one comes out well. I do remember I deleted this, so they should still, they should be in the trash. So what I would do is, if I get black screens, I will just grab it from the trash. This is another reason why stable-diffusion hasn't become my daily driver yet, is because like it was working fine. All I did is just recompile it, and then it gives some weird results. So hopefully this one does work well. Make sure the only difference here is I changed the steps. Oh no, the CFG value I set to 4, and the steps I set them to 20. Let's promote you. Okay, so you should be able to see the chats if you're doing a live. Where's the mouse here? You can see. Oh, there's a mouse. Somewhere around here, you should see all the chats from YouTube, Rumble, BitChute, Odyssey, Kick, and Twitch. Okay, Twitch looks like it says I have someone. If someone wants me to reply, viewers first time chat. Welcome. This way, routers. Okay. Welcome. Okay, this one finished as well. It's also black. I don't know why. I don't know why that is. I don't know. I don't know why it's doing that. Sometimes you get some weird results. So that should not have happened as well. I don't know why that happened. It's black as well. This is embarrassing me. But I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna grab the one where the cat is holding the sign. Hopefully that one doesn't become black as well. So let me clear this. Oops, wrong one. These are the same commands. Like these are the commands I use to run. I don't think it's OBS or anything like that, because oh, you know what? I wonder if it got messed up. I'll see if the result is bad here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna delete the bin folder and start again. I'll recompile it. Is what I'm saying. These are the same commands I use to literally run the screenshots I took, and this was done not too long ago, as you saw, because there's no updates. Okay, I'll grab a sip of water. So this one is 20 steps, and the prompt is a fluffy ginger tabby cat sitting upright on a wooden floor holding a small cardboard sign with its paws. The sign clearly says not Z image turbo. Not Z image turbo is in single quotes, and then in bold black marker, soft natural lighting from a nearby window, realistic photography style, highly detailed fur. And let's hope this one also didn't mess up. So this one took a little bit longer, so hopefully this one actually produced something. Let's go check it out. No, I still see a black sign, so something clearly went wrong. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little break here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to recompile. It. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the bin folder. Okay, and I'm gonna recompile it. So because something clearly went wrong. Is it done? That doesn't make any sense. How can it be finished so quickly? Oh, it's probably running a cached version. It's probably running a cached version, so I might have to delete the cache. He didn't even compile it, just slapped it there. That might not be good. But let's try. I'll try the first full step one again, and hopefully it actually generates something. Where is the mouse? $35. Oh yeah, it's something is wrong because you see it produced another black screen, so something is clearly wrong here. So I will probably have to do the. What time is it now? Oh, it's been almost an hour, so I'm gonna stop this. So I'll figure what went wrong. I might have to clear the cache and maybe download. Sometimes what I do is there's one time I just cleared everything and just re-download everything, but I don't know why that's not working. So luckily we have the trash. This image is here, which I put in the trash. Where are they? I thought did I delete them? That's weird. I thought I put them in the trash. Oh, where did those images go? I thought they went to the trash. I did. Oh, I used the command line. Oh yeah. Oh, that's my mistake. Shouldn't have. I should not have done that. I did use the command line to. Yeah, I remember that. I did use the command line. Not sure what to do here now. So that was a fail. Yeah, unfortunately that's a fail. So it's not. Yeah, it's obviously booting from the cache. I wonder if I can delete some of these files and just force it to recompile again. You know what? Let me try that. I'm going to delete this folder. I'm going to delete basically all the folders in here. Chicken sorry no. It's fine. I'm going to delete the CMake files. I'm going to delete the cache. Delete you. Compile. I don't know what that is. Examples. GGUF. I'm going to delete that one as well. Third party. I'm going to delete the third party. I'm going to force it to see if it can regenerate everything. I don't need you. Oh, build ninja, I don't need you as well. Okay, so I'm gonna see if I can. What is it? I'm gonna see if there's any hidden folders which I can delete. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see if I can. Let me clear this. I'm gonna see if I can just rebuild everything and see if that will fix the fix that annoying issue. Oh, I just realized I'm pretty stubborn. Maybe I might just download a copy. Okay, so oh, parallel jobs failed. Flying pub. I've never seen this before. Found a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, so that's great. Okay, let's build it. It doesn't take too long, so I hope this should force it to rebuild from scratch. There we go. Yeah, as I said, there's a lot of warnings. You can just ignore all those warnings. Usually takes about a minute, sometimes less. Is it finished? It shouldn't be that fast. There's no way it's that fast. Something is messed up here. It doesn't take that long. I think it's still running. I think it's still building something from the cache. There's no way it takes that long. That fast. It's not that fast. Okay. Let me try generating an image. I might have to wipe this to get it to work. I think my problem was when I rebuilt it. So there we go. So I learned. Maybe I should file a bug. Do not. If everything is up to date, do not go and try to rebuild it. I think that's a problem. I just need to clear the cache. it's not that fast to build. So yeah, it's still black. So something is clearly wrong. So it looks like I might have to wipe this. Okay, I have to wipe this folder. So I'm going to do that. You know what? That's actually good news because you guys will see how to set this up right from scratch. So that you guys will learn quite a bit here. Okay, so I'm gonna wipe everything here. I'm just gonna keep some of these images, and everything else I'm just gonna wipe. Actually, I don't need anything here, honestly. Let me see. Okay, I did make a backup previously. Let me see if I still have that backup. Grab this guy over here. Okay, no, I do not. Okay, so I'll create another backup here. I'll just call it SD build. All right. This is just for backup, so I'm not gonna grab everything, but oh, you know what? I just realized I can just delete what I don't need, and everything else can be. Oh, what this one is. I should not have done that. Okay, whatever. I'm wondering if that. Let me see what that JSON file is. Ah, that JSON file is actually not needed. It has a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, that JSON file is also not needed. Just wanted to confirm. It's actually not needed. Okay. Examples. Oh, I thought examples were my stuff. Okay, examples are not needed. GGUF is not needed. That will third party. That's not needed. Okay, so I think everything else should just be videos, images, and this one here. I don't need that, I guess. You are definitely not needed. You are not needed. And the build ninja is not needed. Alright, so I'll just copy everything here. Control, is it this X? I think it is, yeah, X. Paste it here. And so this folder is empty, that's what I want. So I'll just go, I'll just do it from the command line. Go here. PWD, yes, so I'm going to delete the stable-diffusion. So that folder is gone. Then what I'm going to do is I need to clone the what do you call it? I need to clone the what's this? Where's stable-diffusion? Here we go. So I do need to clone. As I said, I've done git clone stuff before. Done a lot of tutorials on those. So when you clone, I just do a depth of 1 because I don't need to grab like the entire history. Oops, copied the wrong thing. I'm using the Z editor. I didn't realize it got clicked off. Yeah, so I just clone depth of 1. So when you put recursive, what recursive does is it will go and also grab the any submodules as well. So you see it grabbed the submodule GGML. It says checked out. I don't know if that's the latest one, but we'll confirm if it's the latest. It should be the latest one. So just cd into stable-diffusion. You do a git pull, everything's up to date. And then you can also do a the submodule one as well. Make sure you have this one. Yes, I'm on this one, so I don't need to do anything. So what I need to do now is I need to make a folder inside stable-diffusion. You see there's no there's no build folder. So all I just need to do is create one and cd into it. Now I'm here, so there's nothing in here. All right, and then we run those commands again. Let me clear this. ROCm info. GGUF. You see, it creates all these files here. So this is why I deleted them. Those are the files it created. They said build all these files here, and then we just cmake build. Again, there are a bunch of warnings, and I'm really suspicious when it goes that fast. I'm very suspicious when it goes that fast. That was really fast. Yeah, so I'm not sure if I don't know what's going on there. It usually takes longer than that. But okay, so let's run this command again and see if it will actually generate an image for us. Oops. Let's see, Control C. If it doesn't, I think I'll just give up on it and do something else. Let's see, 35. I thought this would be a short tutorial. I didn't realize it's going to take such a long time. Okay, that's way too fast. So I'm sure that, yeah, it's going to be a black image. That's way too fast. I don't know what is going on here. Let me see if I can pick another, I'll see if I can pick something else. Let me see what else I have for Flux here. So let's go to a conf.ui folder. I'll show you this to you guys. And we go to the models. We go to the models, we go to, first let's take a look at the, no, it shouldn't be, let's go to the, what is it here, text encoders. So for the text encoders, I have this one, and I have this one. So one of this QN. So I'm gonna try, since that one didn't work, I'm gonna try this one. That's a text encoder. Okay. Then we'll go to the via ease. I have this Flux one. I also have this other Flux one, and I have this one. So it clearly this one does work. I don't know why it's not working now. And then what else do we have in here? What's the thing we need? Oh, unit. We have to go to unit, and I think I only have one. Yeah, this is the only model I have. So I'm gonna. That should give me worse quality, which is unfortunate, but I will. Yeah, I'm gonna try the other one and see if that fixes any issues. It's going way too fast. Unless there's something I'm missing. It's compiling way too quickly, so that's also very suspicious. You go 35. You know, one of the problems with this is when there's a problem, it doesn't tell you what the problem is. It just continues, and yeah, it just continues. It doesn't, like, yeah, it's still black, and that's way too fast. So I don't know what's going on there. So I'll work on this, and I'll show you guys what I came up with tonight. I don't know. I don't know why it's not working. Yeah, I don't know why it's not working. It worked when I created the. Yeah, so yeah, that's way too fast, especially when I have OBS running. Alright, so I'm just gonna stop this, and I said I'll work on it, and once I resolve it, I will put out a video for tonight and show everybody. So let's go back to 30. Oh, not 35, just 2. Let me see. Let me zoom out a little bit. Maybe I can figure out what's going on. I wonder if it's the. Yeah, there's no errors. There's no warnings of errors or anything like that. So that's usually an indicator when something is wrong. Like down here it will say, oh, I can't find the VAE, but looks like it found it. It found the text encoder. Yeah, so everything is done. Yeah, the only thing here says it can't find, obviously, I don't have CUDA, but it found the ROCm. Oh, you know what? Okay, let me run the last command. I do expect it to be black as well, but you know, we never know. Maybe that won't actually work. Oh no, it won't work because there's no cat. Yeah, there's no cat change sign, so that's not gonna work. I deleted everything. All right, so that's a fail. That's a fail. That's one of the fun things when you do these live streams is that things like this always happen. Yeah, so there we go. All right, so let's just finish this up. Where's the website? Oh, here's the website. Okay, so if you want to take your skills further, I have some recommended resources. I have books on Amazon. The link is also in the description, or you can simply go there and search for Eduardo Jumbo. I also offer courses at ojamboshop.com. The link is also in the description. And if you're ready to learn other ways, there's I offer one-on-one tutorials at ojambo.com/contact, or if you want consultation services at ojamboservices.com/contact. And then I have some other recommended resources. I have this novelette. It's called The Algorithmic Serpent. It's by me, Eduardo Jumbo. It's about an AI scientist who creates an AI system, loses his mind, so he has to regain control of his mind and the AI system. This is the paperback version. There's also an ebook version. I'll talk about the ebook version shortly. Pick it up if you have the means, especially if you like psychological thrillers. My greatest one is this one here, the Recession Business Blueprint. That's a guide to help you start a business during a recession. We're in a recession right now, so there's a lot of opportunities. Be sure to pick it up. It's also on Amazon, and the link is also in the description. Now, as I mentioned before, for all my books, there's ebook versions. If you have Kindle Unlimited, you can get the ebooks for free, or you can read them for free. So be sure to take advantage of that. And if you have any questions about any of my books, especially the Recession Business Blueprint, you can contact me, and I'll show you how to do that shortly as well. So if you want to know more about me, I have this blog. You see, I'm a freelance programmer. I'm also an author, and my book page on Amazon. And if you need support for consultation services, jamboservices.com. And if you're ready to learn, jamboshop.com for the online courses. You can leave a comment. Be sure to leave the comment based on what we've done today. Obviously, Flux.2 Klein, stable-diffusion, AI, image generation. Those are all perfect fine. What you like, what you don't like, those are all perfect things to post in the comment section. Then the best way to contact me is to use the forms. So ojambo.com/contact, ojamboshop.com/contact, and jamboservices.com/contact. And if you want to follow me, I have these channels here. There's Odyssey, Rumble, BitChute, and YouTube. And then new to the channels, I've added the Kick and Twitch as well. Okay, now I'm going to show the intro, which was also the outro. I'm going to scroll up a little bit, and I said this site is brand new. I just redid it a little last night. I realized the menu is not fixed. But basically, okay, I thought it was fixed. I put it fixed. Okay, so the menu here, you can go to the watch menu, live summary. You can see this is the topic we're working on right now. It's at 2 p.m. Eastern, and then this is tomorrow's topic where we're going to install a game server on Raspberry Pi W0W, and then after that we're going to review this game engine, and then after that we're going to review this vMix. It's a video mixer, and then after that we're going to produce procedural Galaxy using Blender Python API. Alright, and that's not all. Tonight is going to be a night stream. They have to be. We're going to fix, obviously I'll fix that myself, but we're going to make sure, we're going to get this working, and we'll resolve it. If we can't, we'll do it in Comfy UI. Obviously Comfy UI will work perfectly. Alright, now, I think I replied to all the chat requests, and with that said, I'll leave you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern and tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Bye now.